Why do I always read slower than others? Why do math problems look like gibberish? Why does my attention keep flying away? Why do I always study harder than others? They will tell you that you have learning disabilities, dyslexia, ADHD. However, is all of this really true? Today, we reveals the truth behind learning difficulties. The essence of learning difficulties lies in individual differences in brain development. The definition of learning difficulties varies across different scientific perspectives and boundaries. Below, we will elaborate from two key angles. Within the framework of disability and non-disability, learning difficulties can generally be categorized into developmental learning difficulties and acquired learning difficulties. These are not simply a result of laziness or intellectual deficiency, but rather natural variations in neural development or functional patterns of the brain, based on causes and manifestations. Developmental learning difficulties, which are caused by innate neural developmental differences and are associated with genetics, prenatal environment, or early brain development. Common types include dyslexia, ADHD, and autism spectrum disorders (ASD). Their key features are lifelong, but can be significantly improved through intervention. Acquired learning disabilities, which result from postnatal brain injuries or diseases, such as traumatic brain injury, stroke, or post-encephalitis complications. Typical manifestations include sudden onset difficulties in reading, memory, or executive function. Developmental learning disabilities are far more common than acquired learning disabilities, but acquired issues are typically caused by neurological dysfunction. The key difference about two broad categories: whether the brain's hardware is wired differently from birth or damaged later. Additionally, learning difficulties can be classified into general learning difficulties and specific learning difficulties. Individuals with general learning difficulties exhibit broad cognitive impairments in areas such as memory, reasoning, and problem solving. Additionally, their IQ scores are significantly below average, typically 70, which impacts their ability to learn, reason, and perform daily activities. And over 80% of cases are associated with intellectual disabilities. Individuals with specific learning disabilities account for 10-15 of the general population. However, their intelligence quotient scores are normal or even above average and unrelated to their overall ability levels. They simply exhibit difficulties in specific skill areas, such as spelling and reading, mathematics and calculation, or motor coordination. General learning difficulties affect a wide range of skills, including intellectual ability as measured by intelligence tests, and are expressed in the form of IQ. Specific learning difficulties affect only specific skills and are unrelated to intelligence quotient. Specific learning disabilities includes dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, dyspraxia, and mixed specific learning disabilities. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder (ADHD) is a condition that becomes apparent in some children in the preschool and early school years. ADHD is characterized by inattention and/or hyperactivity impulsivity. It is often associated with specific learning disabilities, as 35–50% of individuals with ADHD also have at least one specific learning disabilities.